Hi guys, thanks for stopping by. I'm Elisa and this is Degrees of Shining. This is my Goddess Lioness costume, another Halloween look for you. I hope you enjoy it. I have tail and ears. If you'd like to see how I created this look, stay tuned. Happy Halloween! Hi guys, it's Lisa and you have found Degrees of Shining. Yeah, can you tell I'm just a little bit in the Halloween spirit. This morning I made the mistake of going to Target to run a few errands. I had to pick up a few things for this trip that I'm taking next week to California, that conference. And I found the t-shirt, and then I found this little guy. It's a Skelanimal. This is Kit, and Kit is in costume, and don't you just love it? I love the Target. They always have the fun stuff. Anyway, so I've actually already done quite a bit to get this look started. I went ahead and washed my face. I did exfoliate. This is something I failed to mention in the last mask that I did, and this is actually the Volcanic Ash Exfoliator from MAC. I wanted to give it a shot. My face is a little red now because I actually did that, but if you have sensitive skin, you want to be very careful how you exfoliate. This is actually quite nice. It breaks down really quickly when you wet it and start working it in your hands, and I think it's a pretty good product. So if you get a chance to try that out. Then I also put some serum on my face. I use L'Oreal's Idealist, and then I went ahead and used an Oil Control Lotion, so I used MAC's Oil Control Lotion. And then I put on some lip balm, and I also primed, and today I used Smashbox's Photofinish Light. I have super oily skin, and so I want to see how my makeup's going to work with this particular primer. And then also I already went ahead and put Urban Decay Primer Potion all the way around my eyes, even up to my brows. Oh, I dropped that. The next thing I did was I went ahead and covered my brows, and I used the Spirit Gum and Modeling Wax method. The products that I use are from Mehron, so I used Matte Finish Spirit Gum. Be very careful when you use this if you're going to use it near your eyes. I actually covered my brows up and above and used a spoolie. And in fact, the best way for you to learn how to do that is to check out Petrie Lude or Josh's tutorial on brow covering, and I'll stick a link here somewhere for you. So I used the Spirit Gum, put that over my brows, let it get really tacky, worked it so it gets tacky, and then I used modeling wax. This is actually clear. When you use this, you'll either use petroleum on your hands or water. I roll it into a snake type shape and then pressed it into my brows and then smoothed it down and smoothed it off. So it looks a little funky. Let me zoom in for you. So you can see it's kind of funky. And it's still kind of drying, so I'm just going to let that set a little bit longer, and then I'll actually start working on my face. Okay, so I do have to tell you up front, this tutorial will definitely be divided into 2, 3, maybe even 4 different parts. That way I don't leave out any of the steps that I do. And it's a little bit more of an extreme look. The black and white kitty cat mask that I did took me about 2 hours to do, and I predict this will probably be about a 3-hour job to do this lion. I did do it last year for Halloween, and I actually rushed the job because I had to get ready for work and get to work on time. So it took me about 2 hours last year. We'll see how it goes this year. What I do use is some pictures that I found, Google Images. So I have these in front of me to work with. And you'll see they're actually lions. And, you know, I don't see why a lioness can't have a beautiful mane too, hence the wig and the look. But these are the reference photos that I'll be using to do my lion mask. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually put some foundation on my face. I'm going to start with a lighter one, and this is just NC37 Studio Fix. This is super light. When I am not tan and dead of winter, this is probably the shade that I use. And then, of course, I have a couple other shades that are a few degrees darker so that I can blend out. I am a woman of color, and I have an olive color skin that tans very easily. So I'm going to start with this really light, and I'm just going to squirt some in my hand and work it up a little bit, and then I'm going to contour my face based on the lion, and it looks to me like the lion is lighter on the lower half of the face, and I'm just going to even put that over my lips and just patting that on. And then I'm going to take a sponge. This is a Sonia Kashuk blending sponge. I love it. I've already dampened it. It will smooth out. It won't leave any streaks or strokes. A lot of people use foundation brush. I'm not a fan of that. I don't know why, but I find that this really smooths stuff out. So I'm just going to go ahead and smooth out the foundation that I've laid on my face. And of course I'm going to contour, so you'll see that this is really light. So now you can see I have that lighter foundation all over the lower half of my face, up over my lip, up to my nose. And again, I didn't tell you earlier, I actually used MAC Studio Fix Fluid for that. This is the lightest color foundation I have in my collection, so I'm using that for the light. And then for the other shades that I'm going to use to actually start to contour my face, I'm using L'Oreal's True Match Makeup, and this is a Neutral Cappuccino N8, and that's super dark. And I already have some on my hand. I've kind of put some on there so it warms up and liquefies a little bit and it's easier to work with. And then the medium shade that I have is Creme Cafe W8 L'Oreal. Again, cheap. BOGO, buy one, get one for about $8. And if you have coupons, it's even cheaper. So now I'm going to take this darker color foundation and I'm going to start contouring the shape of the lion's face. And it turns out it's darker kind of down in this area and around the eyes and around where the brows are. And of course, now that I have that brow covering on, I can cover those completely. I have super dark eyebrows, so it'll be interesting to see how well I can cover them and hide them for this look. So now that I'm contouring, you'll see I've just kind of dotted that on. I'm going to take the same blending sponge and just go in and kind of work that. Oh, my contact just popped out. Oops. I'm just going to blend this in and layer it and contour to make this the more feline shape of the face. Alright, so now you can see some real shape is taking place here. Hopefully you can see that it's contoured, it's really sharp here, and then I have it around my eyes and up onto my forehead. Now I'm actually going to take a blend of that darker color foundation and the medium. I'm going to blend these together. Again, I kind of tap it out on my fingers, kind of warm up the product so it's a little bit easier to work with. And I am going to blend down onto my neck. Now, in my last mask, I failed to actually get the back of my neck. With this costume, I don't really need to worry about that, but with that last one, be very careful to make sure you cover your neck all the way and down into whatever costume you're wearing. So I'm just going to dot this along underneath, and this is going to give some shape underneath too. Dotting that on, and then I'm going to take the same sponge again and just kind of blend it all along. See, now you can see the lighter shade is really starting to pop out with the contouring of the darker onto the neck. Again, my ears will be covered because that wig is so long and curly. So that looks pretty good. Now I'm actually going to start working on contouring around the eye, and what I've done is I've taken a blend of the two lighter foundations, the medium and the lighter one, and I'm going to take a brush, and there's really some nice contouring going on around the eye, and what I'm going to do is pat on the lighter color, and I might actually have to go back and add some more to brighten it just a little bit more, but right along the inside of the eye area here, up onto the brow. You can see now I'm covering that wax. It's kind of cool. Just going to dab this on with a brush, and then I'm going to take my sponge again and I'm going to go back in and kind of blend it. So you can see now I'm really laying that foundation, the groundwork, so that I can go back in with my Mehron palette and actually paint in strokes of fur and texture. And again, I'm just contouring. You can see like my eyebrow now is almost hidden underneath the lighter shade that I've been putting on. So I still need to do the other side here. So just again, I'm just going to dab on in the area, the lighter shade where it's brighter on the lines. So I have a lot of cream product on my face now, and what I want to do is go in and set a little bit of it with some powder, and I'm going to use a couple different shades of Mineralize Skinfinish. So this is closer to my skin tone, medium dark, and then I also have dark. And then also, I actually like Physicians Formula. They have some great bronzers, and this is a neat little palette that has several shades in one. So I'm just going to take a small mop brush. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush, and for the lighter areas, I'm going to grab some of the bronzer off of this particular palette, this area, and then just go in and kind of dab over my upper lip area where it's lighter, down around my mouth. and along that area where it's lighter.